its statement from, and now its residents shall witness its dismemberment. Rise, my podcast. Serve your new master well. All hail Unicron.
Everybody, welcome to All Hail Unicron, episode 44. This is post Memorial Day weekend. Post, let's chill out and just wait till next week to do a show. I'm your host, Oscar Alonso, and joining me tonight are two other members of the Furious Five. He is the one, the only, the guy with bottomless pockets and blank checks to spare, especially when he goes at BotCon and TFCon, and he's flying first class. He doesn't care. The one, the only Captain Pre-Order, Mr. Rich.
Yo, how's it going?
All right.
I just want to clarify, he's not flying first class. He actually pre-ordered a new 747 for himself to fly there. So.
And by that, he means on GTA 5, because I think his wife would take precedence if he bankrupted the family just to buy a jet for one trip. Come on, babe. I got to show up a style, man. I got my glasses and everything. I'm going to look just like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. And the person you saw interrupt the intro, he's everyone's favorite Mad Professor, the guy who has a tattoo of Bobby Skullface on his back, playing with Combiner Wars Menasor in one hand and Legacy Menasor in the other, with hearts above his head. He is the one, the only, the king of Fix-It, the benefactor of this podcast, Mr. T2R6 Justin.
Yes, it's me.
Yeah.
Hello.
we want to say that the proceeds of the sales of the swag we had went to donating to a good friend of Justin who is undergoing some cancer through her GoFundMe. I said GoFundMe. Jesus Christ, I'm tired. Yeah, so that went to that. So we want to thank you guys that bought the swag. Much. And by that, we mean Rich. Just Rich.
Just Rich.
That's all.
Am I the only one?
I think you are. I have not checked the Teespring account, but I will. I highly doubt anything else moved. Maybe I need to bust out the last T-shirt design for Unicron after I knock out this comic, which hopefully in a couple of days I'll have some news to share on the next week's episode. Let's get going. Did anybody get anything? Justin.
I did, actually. I'm disappointed that Matt's not here because there was a good amount of it that is actual legitimate Transformers toys. So from the official Transformers line. Okay, hold on. We'll start with that. Yeah, that's fine. So from the Legacy line, I ended up getting the animated / universe Prowl.
Nice.
He's okay. He's not bad. I don't dislike him. I think he's cool. I got
he can Rider kick like Kamen Rider.
He can, yeah. And I got the Armada Hotshot, which looks really nice next to the Fans Hobby Optimus. So I just need Red Alert so I can complete that trio, and I'm fucking done with Armada. I'm good.
You got to get the Starscream, man. That's not a bad Starscream. I guess not. Never mind.
Is it a Legacy Starscream from Armada?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I've heard good things about that mold.
I have it. It's good. There's a third-party company doing a version of them, too.
Okay.
Mr. Joe S. Shout out to Joe S., one of our 4 listeners, because we fucking promoted one of them to be joined the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Actually, at Skullfest, I found our other 2 listeners, so I was very impressed.
Ah, you went to Skullfest?
I did, yeah. So
that happened?
It was a good time, yeah.
Guess I missed the memo. No, I'm kidding. He never invites because I can't do it.
Logistically not going to happen.
Yeah, it's fucking logistically impossible.
Yeah.
I've been harassing his ass with artwork the last few days anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Very nice. I might have to bite on the Fans Hobby Tidal Wave just because I love Tidal Wave. But I don't really care about the rest of Armada. Just someone, for the love of God, make a Red Alert, because that's all I need to complete that trio from the Armada PlayStation 2 game, and that's all I care about. That's all I want is those 3.
What do you think of Hotshot from the Legacy line?
He's fine. He's not the greatest thing in the world that I've ever seen, but he's totally fine. So
I think he's definitely a step up from his generation.
Yes, I was gonna say he's better than the Generations one for the sake of the ease of simplicity of transforming him and stuff. He's more fun than that toy. That toy is so finicky,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, I got the breakdown to go with the Menasor, and I've as of this point have not combined Menasor. He's still downstairs in the box, so it was a good purchase.
Was that all you were missing? Was breakdown really?
Just breakdown. Yeah, I had everything else. Let's see, for unofficial stuff. I caught up and picked up the Fans Toys Parkour, who looks beautiful on the shelf next to that Masterpiece 2.0 Bumblebee. And I got the Fans Toys Blaster, whatever, recorder. I'm happy with them. I like them. If you don't like them, that's okay. I like them. I also got Star Toys Blitzwing, because in the Fans Toys vein, I just don't know if that Blitzwing's ever coming, and I had enough points on ShowZ to make him like $70, so I was like, sure, why not? And
Nice.
I'm impressed. Like, he's really good for a company I've never heard of, and like, I'm like, is this Fans Toys? Like, just kind of a little bit, like, you know, like, it's actually
Conspiracy.
it's like legitimately a good Blitzwing, and he looks great. I haven't transformed him to tank mode yet. I've done the jet mode, and I've obviously seen bot mode, and I'm like, he is pretty well done for a relatively inexpensive toy. And my only gripe is that, like, you could have given me paper instructions instead of linking me to a YouTube video that starts the fucker in tank mode. And then you're like, and this is how he goes to airplane. I'm like, great. I have to go, like, I can't reverse this video to go from robot mode to airplane to tank mode. Like, I have to, yeah. So, like, you have to find other reviewers who have reviewed it in different directions. I think Bobby went from robot to airplane and then to tank. And, you know, I'll do tank eventually. I just didn't feel like watching a YouTube video the rest of the way. But, like, that's fucking stupid. Like, put in some goddamn instructions. Like, that's the dumbest thing you can do with your product. So I got him, and then the last two things I got is the New Age, the Power Glide, and then, like, the Cobra Rattler version of him.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're awesome, and I love the Cobra Rattler one. Like, he's just so good.
I think, to be honest, like, during Combiner Wars, that was probably their best Legends class figure, was their Power Glide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could
Both
agree
versions, the Cobra Rattler and the regular Power Glide, and then the G2 Superion set came with a Power Glide, but I was like, ew, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that was probably their best Legends figure for that entire line.
Yeah.
Fucking nailed it.
So that's what I got.
Okay, that's quite a bit. All right, Mr. Pre-Order, what'd you get?
Not a lot really, actually.
Disappointing.
So ShowZ Store got the Bad Cube, Red Alert, and Sideswipe back in stock.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and they're like $55.
They're good toys.
God damn it.
And I never did pick one up back in the day, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab these. So
Yeah.
Red Alert arrived. Sideswipe hasn't yet.
Man,
He
I've gone
just
through like 3 steamrollers. I really have.
That's the
I
Sideswipe.
got him when he first came out, and then I picked him up at a convention. It was a TFCon in Toronto. I picked him when he first came out. I sold him, picked him up at a convention at TFCon Toronto, sold him, then I picked him up again, and he didn't survive the move. So I have Red Alert still. So I was like, shit, should I bother go out? Like, $50 ain't bad, so they're probably sold out by now.
No, they
Shit.
still have them.
Can you spot me, Justin?
55. They're both here. We can talk about it. Sure.
I'm holding your jazz hostage because I finally got a weekend off and I forgot to mail your fucking jazz.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm in no rush.
Are you kidding me, dude? Like, I sit there and I came back Saturday afternoon. I did all my errands, mowed the lawn, cleaned the house. It's like 2 p.m. I sit down, I'm like, ugh. I'm in the office and I'm starting to draw. I look over to my right. There's that box with Justin's address. And I'm just like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I need a nap. And then I woke up at like 8 p.m. Saturday. I was like, oh, it's too late. So yeah, I dropped the ball hard. It's been a crazy few weeks at the day job, but it's stupid good money and looking at clearing up some debt by the end of the year. So it's gonna be like, okay,
That's the most important part.
yeah, you can't make an omelet, right? So,
Et
cetera, et cetera.
cetera.
Now, what else did you get, Rich?
I got the Magic Square Brawl. I started to say Brawn and Brawl at the same time. Brawl and Swindle.
Nice.
The cartoon versions. And
Nice.
they're pretty fantastic.
Yes, they are. They are.
Yeah.
Not bad. Fun fact, listeners, I was calling Brawl Tank Dude while Rich and I were PMing back and forth because Magic Square doesn't let you know when they ship their item. You literally have to check the website to find out where it says in transit. And then when it lands in Jamaica, New York, and it gets handed off to USPS, you get a tracking number to actually track it. So, yeah, I was calling him Tank Dude. And then I was like, bro, his name's Bro. God, I'm a fucking stupid fan. But yeah, I got to get him in foot mode. So that's the plan.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet either.
I thought I almost broke Brawl the other day too. I got scared. Yeah, you need little fingers or a spooge kit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? That's all you got?
That's all I got. But
Okay.
but side note, funny story. From the intro, you called it out. I actually legit dressed up as Ricky from Trailer Park Boys one year. I even had the Houndstooth shirt made from
Nice.
the early seasons. But anyway, what did you get this week, Oscar?
I got a bit in the last month since we did an episode. So off the top of my head, I did get my Magic Square Swindle, and I went in on their Jetfire, who is basically Voyager scale. He is taller actually than my one of my Optimus than my Earthrise Optimus Prime figure, which is like, okay, that's fucking good. Like, he scales with Chug, you know? Not really. No, because that's not, he's like a giant compared to the other guys. So I picked him up. I got Swindle. I love Swindle. I kept posing him around the office like he's just laying there waiting to make money. So it's like, okay, you know, it's fucking cool. This guy's got to be great, you know? So and of course, while talking with Rich, I was telling Rich I had a panic attack because I thought I got the G1 toy, the G1 version where it's like his feet are like gray for Brawl, but no, I got the cartoon version where it's green, so it matches Brawl. So I got to keep on that path to make it all cohesive and be fucking awesome. Yeah, so I got them. I also picked up the other day the Studio Series Battle Trap, which this figure has no fucking right being this fun at all. I love the transfer. I love the engineering. I love the posability of this guy. I love how he doesn't have awkward amounts of fucking crap hanging off of him, except for like the tow truck parts, but that's whatever. I think it's legit great. I love that the tow truck has Bernie's name on it. I don't know if it's an homage to Bernie Mac from the first movie. Rest in peace to one of the greatest comedians ever. So I picked him up. I also picked up Studio Series Cheetor just for the hell of it to give it a shot. And it is probably the stupidest fucking Studio Series figure I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Wow.
I have not seen the movie, but if that's his robot mode, like I swear there was more effort put in Battle Trap, and like they let a new hire design Cheetor. He does not clip in well in his animal mode. The fact that his head's only hidden by spinning it around, it made me long for the old Beast Boy toy. So I think the 3-pack that Cheetor comes in is better engineered than this fucking monstrosity I have. And I understand some people like it. Cool. That's your bag. It ain't mine, and I think it's a waste of fucking money.
Well, I think you're wasting money, Oscar.
Your face is a waste of money, you sexy piece of shit. It is. It's probably the most disappointing thing I bought all year in the last 6 months.
Well, if you don't like his robot mode.
What don't I like about it? I don't like the way the claws, like the claws for his animal mode either go over his fist, so it's like I don't know what the fuck they were going for. Like if you try to fold them up, they look like the Iron Man hand. You know, when he's like hovering, he puts his hands out.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like expecting there to be peg holes for thrusters. So you be like, Optimus Primal, hey, the fucking Terracons are coming. Fuck, man, this is fucked up. You know, it's just, it looks awkward. Like the whole, like the back feet just flip up. It's like more thought could have been put into this. Really, like seriously, like the shins fold out of place, and where do they go in beast mode? If you leave them in beast mode, they're fine. If you jack them, if you try to rest them on the thighs, you can't lower the back so it clips in. I don't know what I'm missing, man. It's fucking like it should come naturally because it's old school Beast Wars. Oh, it's a animal with 4 legs. Stand it up. It's robot mode, right? But it's like I think I don't know, man. I felt like they tried hard, or they just didn't try hard enough. To try to make this out there. So it was absolute shit. The other thing I picked up was the mainline Rise of the Beasts. Right, that's what the movie's called.
Yep.
ROTB. That's what I'm going to call it. ROTB from now on.
ROTB.
I bought the Optimus Prime Voyager figure. That was fun. It feels really diminutive. Like I feel like they really shrunk him down. He doesn't. Like the Bumblebee movie, Optimus Prime was really imposing, like a really solid figure. This is, like a lot of he needed more paint. It's not awful, but it's not exactly the best Optimus Prime that was made that I purchased. So it's not regrettable. I don't look at it and go, oh, I wasted money. I look at it and I go, well, it's all right. Yeah. My buddy Ryan picked up Rhinox for me while he was out there and about because that's the only place they had him. Let's see, what else did I get that was Transformers related? I got something else here. You know what? Fuck it. I got nothing else. Nothing else comes to mind. I did get some non-TF stuff. Like I got my SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan Blood of the Saiyan Vegeta. Which is just, better paint apps on him as Super Saiyan form. I love that. That's fucking dope as shit. I also picked up, I still haven't put together my Menasor add-on kit. I did, however, pre-order the Samurai Prow sidecar add-on from DNA to make my animated Prow be legit animated, influenced.
I don't know how I feel about that particular one. I'm not sure.
I think it looks all right. Trying to see where else. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I got a RED Optimus Primal. I kind of want him for robot mode. I don't need him for gorilla mode. So, and I'm waiting to see if I could come across a Studio Series Optimus Primal out there in the wild. I'm not paying $70 through a scalper. For that, I might as well hold out for that Takara release that's coming out.
Man, you're really scalping him for that much already?
Yeah, man, it's fucking sad.
I'll keep an eye out.
See what else? No, that's basically about it. Yeah. That's about all she wrote. I mean, I know I talked about Skyquake last time and all that stuff, but yeah, that's it.
That's still good. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good little haul,
Very good haul.
I got Brawl a while ago too, so I guess I can mention him. And Brawl is pretty badass. I like the way he's, like I said, had a few moments where I was trying to transform him into tank mode to make him his leg mode, but it's very tight in some places, and you like really have to watch that. You really have to flip something over in order to make it bend and move out the way you want to, and not pull too hard. And but other than that, looking forward to completing my Bruticus. Yeah. So that's all I got.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice set.
Very nice.
Yep. So let's go on with movie news. So as we know, this is our month. We are the podcast known as All Hail Unicron. I think it's safe to say it'll be a year old soon enough. And this was our month because Rise of the Beast hit theaters. Just to give you guys how much this movie hit over the weekend. Bumblebee's opening weekend, the Bumblebee movie, was $52.1 million worldwide. Now, that movie was applauded by Transformer fans everywhere for its story. They thought the film was just good. Even John Cena was great in it as playing the head guy of Sector 7. Mm-hmm. Rise of the Beast opening weekend. Now, that was opening weekend worldwide for Bumblebee movie was $52.1 million. Rise of the Beast worldwide opening weekend was at $170 million.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. That's an impressive number.
It is.
And people are praising it. And it's weird because I haven't seen it yet. I'm the guy, I've been trying to hit up my friends on Facebook that have seen it to try to give me spoilers about it.
Now, let me ask you this though. On the East Coast here, we have been suffering. The end of last week, right when Rise of Beasts opened, we were suffering from the Canadian wildfires that were making it extremely unhealthy to be outside our homes. My question is, did this have an effect? When all of New York was basically it looked like a apocalyptic wasteland of orange. Do you think more people went to the theaters? Did it work out in Transformers' favor?
All I know is that this photo was taken in New York the other day during the fires. It's in a private chat. You guys can go see it. I'm thinking it's legit. I don't think it's fake. I think it maybe it did, maybe it didn't. You know, maybe the AC filters were working overtime. You know,
was Roseanne doing a live show there, or
Roseanne? She's alive.
Yes, that is besides the Godzilla, that's legit. Yeah.
Oh, that's Godzilla. Gotcha.
Oh my God, are you fucking shitting me? Pre-order? You're fired.
Guess who's been voted off the show?
You are fired. That's like Grimlock's a knockoff of him. I mean, they made figures of him, right? Remember that shit, fucking Justin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, how do you not? Dude, he's
I'm kidding.
That's a Godzilla, man. That shit is fucking dumb. I'm gonna kick its ass and take its money.
Mm-hmm.
The giant lizard. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so like the thing is, like, general consensus is the story's really good. General consensus is some people are saying their friends, them and themselves, cry during certain parts of the movie.
Which is interesting.
And general consensus is people are saying Ron Perlman, to them from now on, is going to outdo Gary Chalk as Optimus Primal. Have you've seen it, Rich, right?
I've seen it.
Did you like it?
Did you cry?
I liked it.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I did.
Are you
like
sure?
it.
Are you just trying to look cool on our podcast?
It was a little dry in there.
Okay.
So, my question is, right, so, a little dry, that's what she said. My question here is, so, I saw the trailers, and I kind of would get excited, but then I get kind of dismayed a bit the moment I saw designs like Wheeljack. I thought they were going to slowly morph back to the god-awful Michael Bay movie designs of, you know, a stick figure dipped in glue and a bunch of metal shavings attached to it, and that's fucking Starscream. Is this something I need to worry about?
No, I would say the designs are very Bumblebee movie and more G1, kind of like this is what it should have looked like from the beginning. You know how Bumblebee, the Volkswagen Bumblebee, looks like a robot. He doesn't look like a bunch of shards. Except for the Scorponok and the, what are they calling him? Freezer or something? He's like the little frenzy bot from the first movie.
Yeah.
But they clearly reused, or it looks like they reused the models for those two.
That's what everyone else was saying that I've seen talk about the film.
Yeah.
Is that that's the only thing looks like they may have reused those assets from the Bay movies.
Yeah.
To kind of tie it in, but you have a quote here. From an interview conducted in Alfonso Nation YouTube channel, Stephen Caple Jr., that's the director of the film, talks about several topics of the upcoming movie, and he answers the Bayverse versus Reboot issue and states that Transformers Rise of the Beast is a reboot. So I'm relieved because, you know, I'm going to be real here. I can watch those Bayverse Transformer movies, throw some popcorn out, put some popcorn away, you know what I mean? And enjoy it, but I won't sit there and say, oh, that is Transformers. Like I said that when I saw the first 10 minutes of the Bumblebee movie. That was Transformers to me.
Right.
You know? But then again, the thing is, it's the G1 isn't everyone's childhood anymore. And that's the thing I have to accept is the fact that the average person going to watch this, their G1's going to be Beast Wars. You know what I mean? Just like someone else's G1 is Armada or Energon or Cybertron or even animated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And now the generation, like my nephew, Sebastian, who grew up with me as we watched Prime together. That's going to be his G1.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
You know, it's going to be a cast of fucking 5 Autobots compared to like the 30 in the cartoon. So like, and I kind of alleviated myself of those concerns of, is it going to go back to the Michael Bay way of like more explosions means more money. And, you know, and the one thing I don't want to happen in this film is, and the one thing that really used to still irks me when I watch a Bay film, is when the robots are fighting, all I see is just a clunk of gray going across my screen and some dirt kick up, and maybe understand about 20% of the dialogue in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is the dialogue easier to understand here?
Well, yes and no. I mean, so I don't know where to start here. Let's go back to your Wheeljack comment and the design of Wheeljack and some of the other designs. I'll say this: a lot of the characters,
also known as Dahmertron.
Yes. Well, he's a throwaway character. He's a completely throwaway character. There's nothing about him that's Wheeljack. Like something happens where somebody gets hurt bad and you're like, oh, they haven't met Wheeljack yet. They're going to fly to Peru. Wheeljack's there. Maybe he'll fix them up, right? Because Wheeljack. No. He just shows up and he says a few lines like, hey, let's go over here and welcome to Peru or whatever. And awesome. And he has hardly any lines.
Hey, let's go over here. Let me take some photos of you. No, you can't leave yet. What are you doing with that drill, Wheeljack? I just want you to stay forever, Optimus. I love you. I'm gonna have sex with your zombified body.
Yeah, I mean, and the Maximals, Air Razor has a big part. Primal has a big part. Cheetor and Rhinox are background throwaway characters. Cheetor says 1, maybe 2 lines, I think, and Rhinox says 2, maybe 3. And you see him in robot mode for a blink and miss it couple of scenes. So, yeah, I mean,
I think that's the end game of having too much of a big cast. They've done that. You know, they've I mean, considering what Marvel did with Infinity War, having that scene of the Hulk running towards the big battle towards Thanos' forces, and he's not even there. He's in a fucking, you know,
the
Hulkbuster suit. You know, I don't know. My wife and I are probably going to see that on the 22nd. That's our 9-year anniversary. I'm not in a hurry to see it. I'm not dying to see it. I don't think it's going to complete me if I see it or not.
Oscar,
I got a cup.
Oscar,
when I went to go see Spider-Verse.
Oscar,
What?
You complete me.
I know you complete me too. My little power bottom. My power bottom with an engineering degree. Like I saw Spider-Verse this weekend with my sister and her boys. I liked that movie. You know, I had a lot of fun watching that movie. But, you know, just like all the Spider-Man fans are too busy hyping up Adam Sandberg playing the Scarlet Spider. He had maybe 8 lines in that fucking film. And you can't even tell it's his voice because he's too busy talking like this because he's from the 90s and he's tough. You know, but it's like, oh my God, it's going to be so dope. Adam Sandberg's voice in Scarlet Spider. I'm like, bro, it's not even like 3 minutes screen time. You know, like,
yeah.
I ended up giving a shit more about Spider-Man 2099 and Miles Morales' story, and it's a good fucking story. You know, Gwen's story is good too, and then, you know, if you really want to rile up a transphobic Transformer fan, tell them it's an allegory for Gwen Stacy being trans, and they'll lose their fucking shit in a heartbeat. And not that that's the problem. I don't give a shit about that. Just tell me a good fucking story. You know, I don't give 2 shits what the gender of the person is involved in it. Just tell me a good story. And they accomplished that with this film. And there's another one coming out, and that's going to be fucking dope as shit. You know, a lot. And I think the only problem I have with Across the Spider-Verse was a lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And I know about the post-credit scene, which fucking spoilers for Rise of the Beasts. I know that G.I. Joe's involved in it. They're going to make the Hasbro Cinematic Universe. The HCU. That sounds like our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's cool.
cannot wait for people to mess up spelling it, and then they end up finding us.
There is a YouTube channel that I was watching them review Rise of the Beast, and they grab straws when it comes to Easter eggs. Like, oh, I just seen that Optimus Primal grab something and throws it like he did in that episode when he was trying to save Dinobot from being fucking killed and shit. You know, like, oh, there's a Scourge looks a lot like Galvatron if you look at his head from the OG one cartoon. It's like they just got to get padding out there to make that at least a 10-minute long video so they can make fucking ad monetization on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, is that a lot of these guys have day jobs, thankfully, but their side hustle is being these YouTube content creators that fucking are trying their best to stand out from, and that's the problem too. Like Rise of the Beast comes out, unless you got that fucking, pre-screening pass, and even then you can't talk about that shit till the embargo's lifted. The same day you upload your review for Rise of the Beast, you can have the best fucking production behind it. It won't mean dick unless you fucking know how to molest that algorithm on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it sucks, but I found this guy shit, and he was just pulling hairs and straws to try to this year Optimus Prime whips out this giant cannon. It's just like that in the War for Cybertron video. No, it's not. He never met the ape version of himself. You can't fucking compare a pose and say that's pulled from this. No, it's not. You fucking idiot. But nevertheless.
Yeah. I watched a review where the whole time they kept saying, yeah, and this is the big movie where we get to see Omicron. Omicron shows up. I was like, what?
Omicron.
Yeah, Omicron.
Yeah, he's a variant. Oh, God, people. Come on.
Yeah, and I also say about the characters, I think they did a pretty good job with the characters. They gave a lot of character to Optimus Primal and Air Razor and Mirage and Scourge. Nightbird and Battletrap got a little bit. They did this kind of weird thing to me where they, you don't see Bumblebee right away, but you see Mirage. And Mirage can talk, unlike Bumblebee, obviously, so you get lots of character from Mirage. And then Bumblebee shows up, because all the Autobots kind of show up. There's Bumblebee, and they're kind of there for a little bit, and something happens, and Bumblebee's gone for a while. And then later on, something happens to Mirage. Guess who's back? Bumblebee. It's like, it's kind of a weird juggling act that they do there. So,
can't have too many things on screen at one time.
I kind of feel this movie being headlined by Optimus Prime and Mirage has fucking finally done the impossible, dethroned Bumblebee as the main kid-friendly character for children. I think their problem is they need to fucking wise up and let Bumblebee speak. I don't care if he's voiced by Dan Glavin. I think that's his name, the original voice actor from the G1, or
Gilvizan,
yeah. Or have the guy who voiced him in Transformers Animated be the voice. I don't care. Yeah. But you need to stop making him use fucking radio and sound bites as a talk.
So that's the biggest thing that I have is when you say that this is separated from the 2006 Bumblebee movie, then lose that shit. Or whatever.
Yeah, from the Bayverse shit, yeah.
Yeah, lose that. That's a Bayverse trope. Get rid of it. We don't need it here.
Apparently in the movie they've been on Earth for years, right? Because this takes place after Bumblebee. So why the fuck hasn't he gotten that shit repaired yet?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I guess you could argue this is his character now. Because in this movie, he does talk a lot with movie quotes. And it's the 90s, so there's a lot of 80s and early 90s movies that everybody knows and were big movies and popular. So you get a bunch of audience recognition, oh, yeah, that line from that movie,
Yeah, but it won't get... It'll get audience recognition from our generation, Generation X, right? Yeah. But it won't get audience recognition from Generation Z, the Zoomers. You're not going to get some 20-year-olds that are going, oh, I remember that from that 1990s movie, unless they're a hardcore fucking film buff. So again, what better argument than to drop the fucking sound bites and let him finally fucking speak? Because he had a good voice in Bumblebee. It wasn't a shit voice actor either. It was a pretty good actor who was fucking doing the voice for Bumblebee, and it was fine. Mm-hmm. I just think they need to drop that fucking radio bit, and it's almost as annoying as he was in Prime with the.
I don't
And
understand
it's-
why they think Bumblebee needs to be that way, and like, how do they think that makes a character relatable, right? Like,
Yeah.
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 I don't get it.
And it's funny too because they act like, I know in the Bayverse movies that Ratchet says something like he's never been able to repair it or whatever. Yet in this movie, you've got Mirage, who's like, hey, you want me to be this car or Formula One car? And at one point, he's an actual garbage truck. And it's like, it doesn't look like a Mirage because he, somebody's inside and he gets out, and it's like, I don't know. It's like you can't really, with all that technology and everything, you can't fix it. You can't something. Anyway.
And a big shout out to the fanboys out there that thought they knew their shit, saying Mirage is stealing Hound's trick of the illusion, when originally in the G1 cartoon that was his trick.
Mm-hmm.
And they dropped it so they could focus that more on Hound instead of Mirage. And and then just to mention, you mentioned the garbage truck, that YouTube channel probably would have been like, hey, he selects the garbage truck just like in Dark of the Moon when they were assaulting Washington DC, and that one Decepticon scanned the waste management truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there with a bleeding cool, like 10 facts you know about Transformers. Number 1, they're giant sentient robots from another planet that can change their shape. What? That's crazy. Oh my God. That's fucking insane, bruh. So yeah, it and like some people were questioning, like, how can he just scan? Well, maybe he scanned them and he kept them in his fucking memory banks, dude. Like, shut up. Like, shut the fuck up. Let that roll out.
Even Bumblebee does it, right? When he changes from the old Camaro to the new Camaro, and then in the old movie he just instantly scans and picks the new Camaro.
Yeah.
In the Bumblebee movie.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But that was the gimmick. But here it's like, the easiest way to explain that, to shut up some crybaby who wants quote unquote consistency in the stuff I'm fanatical over. It's like maybe he fucking drove around Earth for a little bit and fucking just picked up some random shit to turn into, man. Like, chill the fuck out. I mean, either way, I don't think that's Mirage. I think that's Jazz. The only thing that makes a Mirage is that illusion trick he does. At the end of it all, it's fucking Jazz because it's voiced by Pete Davidson.
Yeah, he doesn't really act like Jazz either, in my opinion. So he's kind of just Mirage because Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because we're going to use a name, and he's a Porsche, so maybe if they hadn't already used Jazz.
Honestly,
Jazz,
they're like, which one can we get the trademark to?
Yeah.
They're
This
like,
is
we can't get Jazz anymore. We don't want to call him just Autobot Jazz. What can we get? So
Yeah.
How was the voice of Unicron, Richard?
Unicron wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all.
He wasn't trying to homage Orson Welles, was he?
Not really, no.
Good.
Yeah, I thought he did a pretty good job. I thought Peter Dinklage did a good job as Scourge.
Oh my God. Can I fucking talk about that? So I didn't bother looking up the cast. I looked up the cast, and Peter Dinklage is voicing Scourge. I was like, what? And I watched clips where Scourge talked. No. And I played it again. I played this clip like 20 times over, and I was like, it's fucking Tyrion Lannister.
Yep.
That is
It's impossible.
so dope.
Here's my thing about voice actors and voice acting. What I can't stand is when they just grab a celebrity to get like a movie poster name drop,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, it's Tim Allen in Toy Story, and it's like, yeah, it's Tim Allen. Like, you hear it and you go, that's Tim Allen. Sure is.
Yeah.
And I'm not bashing on Toy Story. I like Toy Story, but when you see it, it's like, you don't. Tim Allen's not a Frank Welker doing voices where you go, he did that voice? What?
Yeah.
Well, here, let me give you a counterpoint. So we have Frank Welker, who has an amazing range, right, when it comes to being a voice actor. Then you have guys like Steve Bloom, guys that love Steve Bloom so much that when they know he's voice acting fucking Starscream, like, how'd you expect he was going to sound? Meanwhile, people were like, oh, I creamed in my pants, Steve Bloom's playing Starscream. You can tell who Steve Bloom is voicing.
Yes.
Every fucking thing he does, you can tell it's Steve Bloom. Do not feed me the shit about he's got good. No, he doesn't. He has limited range. The only thing is that he was doing anime before anime was cool, when it was still being called Japanimation, which, according to the Zoomers, is now a slur. So apologies for saying that.
Oh, is
So it apparently it is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Even though there were signs that said Japanimation back in video stores would sell them, and like these kids don't know. They pay $30 for a DVD set. They're getting like fucking 20 episodes. I used to pay fucking $25-$30 and I got like a fucking 3-episode VHS of Ramna Half or Trigun or Dragon Ball Z back when Funimation just bought the rights to it, and they were doing like shit voiceover work on it.
Oh yeah.
So
the dark days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, the dark days of Japanese animation. And it wasn't as popular as it was now, so big shout outs for Toonami for doing that. But yeah, when you can't like have to compare Frank Welker to someone like Steve Bloom as apples and oranges. You compare Frank Welker to Jim Cummings, who
He's
is
an ass.
Huh?
He's an ass, by the way. I met him. He's a
an
total ass. Oh yeah, you would not expect
it.
Winnie the Pooh to be an ass. He's an ass.
No, I'm sure of it. Oh, what do you expect, Mr. Pre-Order? You got to think, and let me rub your wife's titties. What was that? No, I'd say it's me, Winnie the Pooh, right, Piglet? No, but I mean, you know, but then again, Steve Cummings, regardless if he's a douche or not, right? Like, that was your experience. I'm sorry you had a bad experience. I'm not Jim Cummings' fucking agent. I could give two shits how he acts. You know, he's got to make. If he's a real asshole, the internet will let everyone know. But they have phenomenal range. You know, like a lot of people don't know this. If you watch The Lion King, and there's a scene where Jeremy Irons is singing the song "Be Prepared," right, as Scar.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Irons caught like a nasty case of the flu. Jim Cummings had to come in and sing the entire song, matching the notes that Jeremy Irons hit. So yeah, "Be Prepared" is half of it is sung by Jim Cummings, doing his impression of Jeremy Irons being an evil lion.
I did not know that. That's
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so and it's the same thing like Mark Hamill, most prolific voice actor ever because of his work as the Joker. But you can tell it's Mark Hamill 90% of the fucking time. Yes. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman. The man who will forever be the voice of Batman for generations to come, unless Jeremy Plecki fucking comes out and fucking knocks him out of the box, which, as talented as he is, I don't see that happening because Kevin Conroy became a voice actor, not an actor that's getting a voice acting job.
Yeah.
But Kevin Conroy, again, in my opinion, has limited range. You can tell when it's Kevin Conroy. You know? Mostly because a good chunk of his work, about 98% of his work, is Batman related. So he's either voiced Bruce Wayne or he's voiced another version of Batman, like Batman of Zurin R, whatever, of Arkham. You can tell it's Kevin Conroy. You know?
Yeah.
Whereas I think the only time I could give someone like Steve Bloom credit, a guy with really limited range, like Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy, better range than Steve Bloom. The only time I could give him credit as having really good range as a voice actor was in Spectacular Spider-Man when he played the Green Goblin. That was it.
I will say, I think that like a Steve Bloom, I think he's a good voice actor, but yeah, I agree that he doesn't have the range that, you know, Welker does, or like Scott McNeil, who did Dinobot, Rat Trap, Silverbolt.
There's another one. A great voice actor, but you can tell it's Scott McNeil.
You think?
Yes, I know. I have seen a lot. You're talking to a guy who was aspiring to become a voice actor at one point in his life and fucking started studying other people. You know, trying to do impressions. You could tell he voiced Rat Trap and he voiced fucking Dinobot. You know, once you watch these episodes enough, you'll pick up on that. And again, he is supposedly a down-to-earth dude in conventions. Sure he fucking is. But you can tell it's Scott McNeil. But the thing is, what he provides compared to a lot of other voice actors is probably dependability, availability. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not bashing Scott McNeil. I'm just saying, like, I could tell, yeah, that's Scott McNeil. So, like, that's just my thought on that. And I really hope because was there ever a mention of Megatron in this fucking film at all?
No.
Again, that's the second film where Megatron's not even mentioned. Even though for some reason he's gotten toys done already. Like he has a Titan Master toy You know, those ones that don't transform and have like 4 points of articulation, 5 if you count the head if it turns. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to do some big thing with Megatron. I really hope so, because that's like the be-all, end-all villain. And I hope it's Frank Welker that gets to voice him.
I hope so. I mean, they pulled him in at the end of the Bay film, so hopefully they'll get him back.
Yeah.
There's no mention of the Predacons either in the film.
But there are mentions of the logo on Scourge's fucking body.
Yeah, there's all kinds of
Easter
logos.
eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's even a Records logo on there.
Is there really?
I think so.
Nice. I hope there is. Like I said, we'll probably see it at some point, but not any time soon. But yeah, it's I'm really am glad the film's doing really well.
Yeah.
I'll say of the whole run of movies, the 2007 is still my number one. I feel like they did a bunch of good things, or a bunch of things right in general about the Transformers as a franchise, as a thing, a universe. And then I liked Dark of the Moon only because it felt a lot like Megatron's Master Plan and City of Steel. Those 2 episodes. It felt a lot like they kind of merged those storylines, and okay, cool. So I kind of like those 2. And the other ones, Revenge of the Fallen, Age of Extinction, Last Night, meh, kind of trash. I didn't think Bumblebee was that great either. The Cybertron stuff was fantastic, but Bumblebee acting like a puppy for the whole movie, stupid. He's a puppy until he has to fight, and then he's like,
You're right. You're right. It's more like, how can we make this thing fucking adorable? But I think what I liked the most about Bumblebee was the main character was female, and it wasn't thrown in my fucking face all the fucking time. She matured naturally throughout the film, and more importantly, it wasn't like, I work at this hot dog stand. I gotta go to my second job as a stripper because I miss my dad. That would be Michael Bay's direction. Like, okay, like, she works at a hot dog stand. Let's make sure we show her eating one, guys, even though she's supposedly like 17. But that's okay. We'll get Megan Fox's like 14-year-old cousin in a 2-piece over here, jumping off the cliff, and we'll film it real slow, and we'll focus on her and zoom in on her completely as she jumps into the water, and then when she comes out. We're looking at least 10-15 minute runtime on this scene alone, guys. Hey, Mike, that's kind of fucked up. No, it's not, Gimpy. You're fired. Okay?
Totally.
I got 6-pack abs. All right? I know what I'm doing. I let Steven Spielberg let me suck his dick. That's what I did. All right? What'd you do? Yeah, you sat there and you had brown skin. I hate you. No, but in all seriousness, I liked it because it was down to earth, human. And you're right. Bumblebee was like a fucking puppy a good fucking 80% of that film after he fucking lost his memory. Like there's a lot of times when you make my wife say aw to a giant robot, like I think he kind of failed at selling me as that character being a soldier, a very capable soldier, according to the beginning of the movie. And then suddenly he remembers all his training, all his combat training after a few fucking shots. Like, I don't know. That was my beef with the Bumblebee movie.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it. It wasn't,
I didn't either.
My worst, but
it's a good story. And
yeah, it's all right.
The thing is, those 2 Decepticons in that fucking movie, 2 parts win me over. Number one, the 2 Decepticons had more character in that film than all the other Decepticons in all the other fucking films.
True.
They stripped from the scenes of like where she kneels down, we are from blah blah blah, and Dropkick is like, what, like, for real, we're doing this? Oh, okay. And the second part being the main thing of John Cena questioning the senator, like, these guys literally call themselves Decepticons. Are we not seeing red flags with this?
Right.
Like when in the theater, they laughed their ass off at it because it made sense. Like, no one fucking says that. Why are we cooperating with them? Their name literally has the word deception in it. They're like, oh no, they're aliens. And he's just like, fucking stupid. Yeah. But my concern was when I saw some of the designs, it hit me as very Bayverse-y. I didn't care for it, but what you told me, from what I'm hearing on these reviews, it's actually really good. I, for one, I don't give two shits about Pete Davidson. I don't live to hate that guy. But my life isn't connected to social media. Like, whatever happens to social media doesn't affect my mood for the day. You know, like, I don't give a shit about celebrity news. You know what I mean? From what I gathered, all the news stories that have come up in my feed about Kanye West and Pete Davidson is, you know, Kanye's coming across like kind of a cock. And meanwhile, Pete Davidson's like, dude, like, your girl's like a really good mom to your kid. You know, like, instead of like, oh, just fucked your girl. No, it's more like, oh, your girl, you know, your baby mama really good to her kid, man. Like, you guys got to have one heck of a kid when it grows up. And, you know, but I don't care. It doesn't fucking bother me. Like, oh, it's Pete Davidson. Who gives a shit? Give him a fucking shot. It's the same thing with Robert Pattinson when he was cast as Batman. And now everyone's like, oh, I can't wait for the sequel. It was so good. No, dude, you sat there and literally said that he was going to be shit because he was a vampire. So, you know, it just goes to show what some of the fans here know about that. So we mentioned this. We'll talk about this. Finally, the Transformers live-action crossover that makes sense coming. Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was actually surprised this has not happened before, even if it was just like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge type thing. You know, like
yeah.
So they teased it and they confirmed it in the movie, of course.
Yeah. So the Easter egg with there is the Agent Brooks was supposedly this is from the channel that was grasping at straws. I'm not a hardcore G.I. Joe fan. Maybe Justin, you are. Maybe you'll know what I mean. There's an episode called The Spy Who Rooked Me, and there was an Agent Burke.
I don't know.
In that episode, that's who this guy's supposed to be.
Yeah, so when I looked it up, the only reference to an Agent Burke in G.I. Joe canon was in a comic, one issue of a comic, and I think that sounds like the right title of the comic. I'd have to look it up again.
Yeah, I thought it was an animated episode, but that's what that YouTube channel says. I'm not a G.I. Joe fan, bro. Like, I go by like, oh, that's a cool looking classified figure. You know, that's all I say when it comes to G.I. Joes. You know, oh, the Storm Shadow's coming out in 2 years. Oh, wait. You know, I'm not paying fucking $70 for this fucking Amazon exclusive. You're out of your mind. So yeah, G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. The HCU is starting. Seed has been planted. Again, I watched the G.I. Joe movies. The first one was kind of like, meh. It didn't motivate me to want to like see the sequel. And the only reason why I saw the sequel was Bruce Willis was in it. And it's one of those like, oh shit, Bruce Willis is fighting alongside G.I. Joe. Cobra is fucked, right? So I saw it. Turns out he was Joe Colton. You know, I guess he's the first G.I. Joe figure.
The G.I. Joe.
The G.I. Joe, is that who he is?
Yeah.
Joe Colton. Yeah.
So for me, that was like, okay, that's fucking cool. I thought the movie was all right. I hated that they killed Duke 5 minutes into the fucking film, which was bullshit, but it was apparently all to appease the Rock's ego. You know?
Is that what it was?
I guess apparently there's a lot of words coming out because of the way he behaved after Black Adam fucking tanked like it did and didn't make as much money, and he was running his mouth saying the hierarchy in the DC cinematic universe is about to change because Black Adam's here, you know, and a film that took 17 years to make probably should have waited another fucking 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the most repeated line in Black Adam I ever heard was, "You can't stop me."
Oh, there's a line in Rise of the Beast that gets repeated.
Oh, what's that
over
line?
And over. No matter the cost.
Oh, of course.
No matter the cost.
It's into the past.
No matter the cost.
What is it? I can't even remember. It's into
the future.
Past. Repeat the
like
future.
buried in the past.
Yeah, something like
Beast
that.
Machines.
Say what?
There is that line in Beast Machines, the seeds of the future lie buried in the past.
Yeah, that's one.
Repeating.
You heard it over and over, like every single episode.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
No matter the cost. You'll hear no matter the cost over and over and over. Prime says it. Primal says it. I think Ape Link says it. Air Razor says it.
Ape Link, what does he look like? Does he look like Primal?
He looks like Primal, a little bigger. He looks a little more armor plated.
Oh, that's dumb. I would have figured he was like, I don't know, like Sasquatch or some shit like that. You know, like the Missing Link as a beast mode. But no, I guess Optimus Primal was really Optimus Minor. Or you Beast War junkies out there.
Yeah.
He just grew up now. So, yeah, he's just not a chimpanzee anymore. That was a dope figure, though, not going to lie. Even, was his head in his ass?
Optimus Minor?
Yeah.
That was a piece of shit figure. But yeah, I think you're right.
It was like it was pretty posable for a fucking Kenner toy, man. A lot of the Beast War figures were. I give them credit because those were when Transformers really started bending their knees a lot. And I was like, hey, they could sit down. You know, compared to like, oh, let's pilot this ship, fucking broadside. You just lay that brick down. He's piloting. You know, but yeah, so Ape Blink is just a bigger version of Optimus Primal. So yeah,
a little bit bigger.
Expect that repaint. Unless you want to count the. So funny story. My friend Ryan, when he picked up the Rhinox for me, he's like, "Ooh, what the fuck is this shit?" And he shows those gimmick figures of Optimus Primal and a wolf. And I'm like, yeah, there's a scene in the movie that they had to cut because Optimus Primal was fighting this wolf. He tears it in half, right? And he's like, yeah. And then he wears it into battle against Unicron. He's like, are you fucking shitting me? I'm like, no, dude, they had to cut it. And like 2 hours later, he messages me back, you fucking liar. That's just a toy. That doesn't happen. I look like an idiot in his Facebook group. And then he shows me the group. I forgot what group he was in. He joined to fucking ask that question. And they're like, no, dude, what is wrong with you?
That's amazing.
Optimus Primal, and I'm sitting there picturing this 44-year-old man listening to because it was an audio conversation, and like listening to this like audio file I sent to my messenger, going, "Oh my god, what a fucking monster!" You know, and he's like, "That's fucked up, dude." Like, wow, I'm like, oh, it's just he's middle of combat, man. Got bloodthirsty, you know, shit got real. So yeah, it's like, fucking bought it. Jesus, God help me. But yeah, man, it was fuck. I love fucking with newbies on this shit sometimes, man. Like I probably shouldn't, but it's so much fun especially with him because he buys a hook, line, and sinker. He hasn't seen it either, but he was just like, "What's up with these?" Started showing me all these figures. Like there's like 5 Optimus Primal figures. There's like 3 different types of figures. I'm like, yeah, dude. One's just for kids. One's like gimmicky. And one's like the mainline release, and then one's got to be the studio series, which is how they looked at the cameras. Like, oh, okay, all right. Which one am I looking for? I'm like, studio series, bro. Like, you know, mainline's fun. He picked up the Rhinox for me, but that's just to hold me over to the studio series appears in the wild. But yeah, a crossover of G.I. Joe and Transformers looks to be interesting. I think that'd be a good way to kind of introduce Megatron. And what I would like to see in that, though, is not have an origin story for Cobra Commander. Just give me the fucking guy in the hooded mask or the faceplate.
I don't need origin stories at this point. You know, like, to make it happen.
It's been done to death, man. Like, it really has been done to death. Like, in the comics, he had a fucking kid at one point, dude. You know, then he died, and his kid took over. It was fucking weird. Like, IDW did not know what the fuck they were doing. Larry Hanma, the guy who had been writing it forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was fucking insane. Yeah, so the second G.I. Joe movie was...
See, I like that one the best.
You do?
Personally. Yeah, Retaliation.
Yeah, Retaliation was better, in my opinion.
It felt more like a G.I. Joe story than it did the other one did, than the first one.
You know what I love the most about Retaliation was a lot of the radio talk shows. This is at the time when I was listening to a lot of radio talk shows. They would promote this, right? Because they have to... you know, play their sponsors. Be sure to check out G.I. Joe, Retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's G.I. Joe, they have to put a colon, right? So, like, everyone's sitting there like, dude, why would they name a movie that? And then Snake Eyes came out. And I don't know what happened there.
I have no idea how you fuck up a character so popular, so bad. That was a
horrible movie.
That was so fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've never looked at a TV screen and just mumbled to myself, "Shut the fuck up, Snake Eyes." More times than I care to fucking admit.
And then like the way they did all the action for the movie too is like you couldn't even tell what the hell was happening 90% of the time. You're like, what? What is happening? What is this movie?
To have him get away in a flat-nosed red truck with a gray trailer, guys. Come on, Easter egg it. Like they fucked up bad.
Oh, and by the way, let's throw in a giant snake and some magic.
Yeah, that is fucking stupid. They went autistic on that, man. I mean, it made no fucking sense.
They're like, how can we not offend anyone? Like, what can we put in that would not, like, we can't put in a terrorist group that we might might offend somebody somewhere, someplace.
I got an idea, boss. How about a giant snake that's, it judges you and stuff, like the internet? It's a great idea, Bob. Throw him out the window and make that happen. You got it, sir. Hey, wait a minute. My family. Oh! But it's seriously, it goes into like he's trying to bust his crime outfit, and then 1 second, and the next second is like, the snake will judge you. What happened? How did we get here? It's like, oh, this is our clan's ways. Horse shit. You trying to tell me, as desperate as people are for clout of any kind, at the point that this movie was made, no one from that clan would be like, oh my God, hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Here's a giant judgmental snake, and it just ate my friend Phil. Oh my goodness, I feel the magic coming through me, y'all. Oh my God, hey, put a comment below what I should do with this power. I don't know what kind of powers I'm gonna get, everybody. Then he just gets eaten in front of the camera. So, it sucks. I've never been so upset I've never been so let down by a film besides like the last two George Romero zombie films, dead films that he made. Diary of the Dead and the last one, what the fuck?
City of the Dead?
City, yeah. No, City and Diary of the Dead. There was another one after Diary, though. It featured the military guys from Diary of the Dead.
Oh,
I forget what it's called. I haven't seen that in forever. Like, I'm looking at my DVDs, which no one has DVDs anymore. Holy shit, pawn shops are loaded, fucking shelf to shelf with DVDs. But yeah, those were letdowns, man. Like, they just didn't hit the fucking spot. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's and so I'm gonna see this soon with the wife on our anniversary. I hope this movie's gonna be good, and I hope they're actually able to get some smart writers. Like, honestly, I can't believe it to say this. I said it to you before, Justin. I think we've talked about this in the show. Why not let Michael Bay direct a G.I. Joe movie?
I think he could do it. As long as we don't go crazy. Like, he loves military shit and explosions.
Yeah,
like, he
gets a fucking boner for the military guys. Like, oh, come on, guys, serve my country. God.
Yeah, like,
hey, is that Baroness?
Of all people who could actually do a halfway decent military thing, it would be him.
Yeah. I don't know if he directed Top Gun Maverick. I think that was someone else, but he did direct Top Gun, and that was a good fucking movie, man. But it was all about giving slow hand to the military. Shout out to military members. But some people would argue that film, any bit of military that Michael Bay gets involved with, is pure propaganda. Mm-hmm. But I'm not one of those people. I'm just saying he does love his military guys.
He does, and he's got the ins with plenty of the military, like people in the military. So like he'd be fun. He'd be good.
And shout out to military guys that do serve our country. I am very grateful for your service. I can't be prouder of having guys like you in the front line. We're just making fun of Michael Bay, saying that he's got a boner for you guys. So I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And saying Go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, and his name is still all over the movie. They made sure that you knew that it was Michael Bay produced, and Steven Spielberg executive produced, all over Rise of the Beasts.
All right, well, we pan in on the Hispanic family. Let's make sure we get a big Hispanic flag of some kind and have Spanish music playing. All right, throw in some Spanglish. Oh, okay, Mike. Yeah, just making sure. Remember who's trimming out the funds here, guys. Okay, remember who's trimming out the funds. The female character, is she black? Yeah. Yep. We need to make her go, boy, at one point, okay? Let's get Anthony Anderson here to jump in on the scene. He needs work.
Brooklyn, yeah. You're going to hear that a lot, too.
Oh, she's from Brooklyn. Let's make her from Brooklyn and make her want to fight everybody, okay? But she's like, an archaeologist. No, she's not. Come on. Come on. But Michael, come on. All right? I'm a fucking archaeologist compared to her. Those tits are fucking sagging. That's Michael Bay. Apparently, he really is a sexist piece of shit on set. By the way, fans, those of you listening, we normally have like 3 pages worth of notes. Pre-order has been our news hound, and it's like 6. So we're covering everything. It's a megasode. Moving on to third-party news, ModFans / Fans Alliance Masterpiece Scale Transforming Roller will be available in even less color. Yay!
This is a dilemma.
Is this really?
Uh-huh.
It is. For me, too.
I feel like there's a shit ton of customizers out there, like, creaming their pants right now.
Yep.
Well, and also there's pricing up there. I put the pricing from ShowZ store just because it's very affordable.
Yeah. It's ridiculously affordable.
Is it really?
Why is it so cheap?
Yeah.
$35.99.
Yep.
That's not bad at all for what's probably going to be around the deluxe size. Well, bigger than a
5.71 inches. That's about it's a little bigger than a deluxe, but just below Voyager scale. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I like the IDW rendition of Roller. We talked about this with Mastermind Creations version of him. I like that version of Roller. This guy does look really cool. I feel like this is another one of those Demolition Crew things there, Justin, if you remember those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
When they were doing the twins.
Yeah, they were great.
You remember those, Rich?
They were good for the price. And, yeah.
If you're quiet enough, you can hear Richard pre-order both of these guys.
Well, what I just realized is if you look at either one of those links, there's an IDW colored one now, too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really?
I just noticed that.
So there's three different colors.
He's got a different head, it looks like, too.
Where is the IDW color one? I must see it.
It's only in like a drawing. If you click like the first one, you scroll down to like related products, you'll see it there. It looks good.
Yeah.
Look at
that.
I was I was of the dilemma here that like I don't know which one I prefer because like Blue Roller is Roller of my childhood, right? Like that is the Roller to my Optimus Prime, and like yeah, blue. But I don't really care for the robot mode with the red chest. Like I kind of wish he was all blue versus red chested. And then like Silver Roller is like Roller of like the MP experience. Like you get tons of silver rollers anymore. Like that's all you get. And I'm like, well, like which one is the proper roller for me at this point? I don't know.
The problem with making the IDW roller in those colors is the size. In the comic, Roller is a fucking giant. Like he towers over Optimus Prime. If you read those like pre-Civil War Cybertron political drama issues of Not More Than Meets the Eye, Robots in Disguise, where they focused on this. But I think it's a good idea. I might be in on them on the IDW colors. I think they're pretty sharp.
So you get a Legends scale Prime for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is true. I have a Magic Square Legends class Prime, so I think it would work out great. Yeah. All right, so that looks pretty sweet. But at $35, it's not really that bad. So I think it's a good introductory price for a company trying to get its feet in the water. And at least it's not a fucking silhouette. New third-party company, TMT's take on Bumblebee movie Cybertron mode Bumblebee. Amazing engineering at a movie masterpiece scale. Let's take a look at this. So I've seen this. So this is MP scale Cybertronian Bumblebee. The puppy.
Yeah. I mean, I think this looks good.
This is just a statue though, right? Like it doesn't.
No.
No, it's a figure. It transforms, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
That is a pretty solid fucking alt mode.
Yeah.
Well, I see that. I didn't see that alt
pretty
mode
fucking
before.
sick. The paint job is, I mean, it's basically like two colors, right? But I mean, still, it's fucking nailing it. If you count the black on the tires, it's 3, but.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
I think this is cool. I like it.
Yeah.
It looks good. I'm sure we'll get a cliff jumper,
Of course we.
Oh, of course. I wonder if this will be like $150, $200.
I have not seen a pre-order yet, but.
The third-party unlimited helmed by our very own favorite Marine, Yule Dragon Mame Hair. I forget his last name. So there we go. DNA design taking legacy animated prow to the next level.
You guys have obviously heard of this already, but.
Yeah, pre-ordered. I pulled a Richard. And I was like, not so fast, buddy. I'm buying this shit.
I don't have prow, but this looks damn good, I think.
I like the alt mode. Like I like the addition of the sidecar. I do feel like the head gets lost too much in the actual helmet when it's on, and that's the thing that's kept me from
officially that's called a kabuto.
Yeah. Well,
might be immensely wrong. Any of our weeboo listeners want to correct me? Probably Crimson Raptor. Feel free.
Yeah. I mean, he's fine. Like, I definitely think it's a neat upgrade, but to me, I didn't really care for the way the head was in the helmet, so I did not go after this one.
I did. I want to have this option because I missed out on the animated at the time because I was like indecisive and there wasn't really prowls around by me by that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it was like, wasn't it a Toys R Us exclusive?
Samurai Prowl? I didn't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's been a while. I didn't think he was, but
I didn't really keep up that well with the fucking animated line when it came out. I just remember seeing an Optimus Prime and picked him up, and it was a Cybertronian Deluxe mode, the alt mode, Cybertron mode.
Mm-hmm.
Which I couldn't believe they never put out as a cup. But
yeah,
that would have been a nice cup back in the day.
But yeah, I love the sidecar. It's even a seat too, man. You could like stick a Diaclone soldier there, Justin. Oh, you soldiers!
I did.
You're above those bastards.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do.
This is pretty sweet.
No, I think I totally understand, and I think it's a good upgrade, and yeah, it was pretty much inevitable. So
this one makes me laugh. Transart Toys still bird dogging the Masterpiece Beast Wars line with their take on Beast Wars Silverbolt. I have seen this figure. I have seen these renders. And all I could say to myself was, man, all someone has to do is buy that Beast Wars Silverbolt figure and they're golden. They don't need to buy this. There is nothing new they'll do here besides not having ball joints on the hinges. They're really he was the most annoying Beast Wars figure in my collection. It was so hard to make him stand up. It really was. It was such a pain in the ass. I had to lean him up against him because he takes up a lot of real estate with those fucking wings. That probably I could see is in like you might be able to fold. Were you able to fold the Silverbolt wings back in the day?
Not as much as I think this one can, but a little bit.
Yeah. And what kills me is with all this engineering, you still have the fucking griffin feet hanging off his fucking arms. Like you couldn't engineer a way for them to slide in and
I can see that.
shoulder?
I can see that behind like touching the wing. That's weird.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. I don't think this one's going to sell well. This is going to put him under. That imposable hands, I'm sorry.
I think that's the animation. I think that's the way the animation model was, though, too. See, he had him hanging off his forearms.
Josh Burcham.
Or off the back of his arms. Oh, yeah, he's excited.
Yeah. Yes! I'm going to reply to him real quick. Just look this guy up on eBay. Save yourself the cash. There, sent. Who liked this? Steve Phillips. He's like, yes, my favorite Transformer colorist.
Yay.
Oh, here's Spring Lamb doing the gif of like, shut up and take my money. Yeah, I don't even know how much this is going to be. I mean, they're... Whatever, I don't have any other stuff. One more, and then we got to take a quick break. I like them French fried potatoes. New Age Sling Blade, a.k.a. Bulkhead. Okay, so... French fried potatoes. So let me just make this clear for everyone listening. If you buy this figure, it does not mean you get the fuck Angelina Jolie in a limousine and talk about it in front of her dad, like Billy Bob Thornton did. This thing looks like a complete retool of their Inferno and Grapple.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they went ahead and took a page out of the X-Transbots Masterpiece figure they made of them.
Pretty much, yeah. It's the same exact concept.
Downscaled.
Yeah.
I like the head sculpt. Very animated, but it's like it's you look at the head sculpt, it's like cool. Then you look at the rest of the body, you're like,
I don't know if I like the head sculpt, if I'm honest with you. Like he's got this like the The lower jaw looks like, what was his name from He-Man? Was it
Trapjaw.
Trapjaw? Yeah.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, I just don't think that looks very good, honestly.
Skeletor masturbate on He-Man while he sleeps. Good idea. Trapjaw.
Yeah.
Feminism.
Yeah. So I mean, this is like one of those things. Like I like, it almost looks like he's got like the jaw and then he's got a face. Like it doesn't really look Bulkhead to me.
It looks like if Trapjaw was a Transformer.
Yeah, exactly. You could make this in red and like blue and all that, and I would buy
blue
that
and then
more.
Crossover.
Yeah, I would buy that more than I buy Bulkhead, if I'm honest with you. So I don't.
His name Trapjaw. I used to call him Lockjaw all the time. Isn't that a medical condition?
I think so.
Fuck, I'm stupid.
But yeah, like I mean, unfortunately, I don't think this one's for me. So,
Yeah.
and I'm in on most of the new age stuff, you know. So, and I don't know, this is a miss, and I love animated, but
Like
I think this looks worse, almost worse than the X Transbots one, which I also think has a very bad head.
And then look at those beautiful screws in the back, just in case they're too tight. You can listen to them on your own. All right, so we got some more New Age reveals, Infernal and Grapple.
Kind of goes hand in hand, right?
Yeah, yep. That back's a lot cleaner than that fucking Bulkhead.
Is this so they did this? What's different about these? Are these just?
It's the G1 version.
Okay, the
all
ones with the
stickers.
okay. That's what I thought. So it's fine. If you're in on it, you kind of figured this was coming. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another way for them to milk that mold.
mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're great figures. I have my Hasbro parts for these guys, so yeah. So we'll just click out of that, and we got Mo variants, Mo money, Mo New Age Legend Hound variants revealed. So this
They're
is.
milking it.
So I never recalled there ever being a Shattered Glass Hound, but I guess this is it.
I remember there being a Shattered Glass Hound, and he was 10, and he was called something else.
Sandstorm or some shit like that, or
There's Detritus.
Yeah, that's the
was
one I was thinking of.
The E-Hobby. He's actually a different character. He's the Junkion E-Hobby G1 repaint.
Oh, what was his name?
Detritus, or Detrius, not Detritus. Detritus is a real word. Detrius.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
Detritus or
cool.
something. Detritus, that's it.
I guess.
I think BotCon released what they called a Shattered Glass Hound, and it was supposed to look like the G2 Hound that never came out.
Yeah.
That Sergeant Hound figure. But
There
it
he
wasn't.
is.
It
Red
wasn't
Scorpion, isn't that it?
Scorpion. I don't know Red Scorpion.
It's there. It's on the picture gallery.
Oh yeah. So that's the Detritus.
And they're doing the Jurassic Park Jeep right at the same time as Hasbro. Interesting.
Hey, look, that's the next one on here. Is the Jurassic Park Jeep color scheme?
Yeah.
It's
you know.
legit. Comes with a roll bar and everything. So which by the way, that fucking Hasbro set for Jurassic Park is fucking hilarious. I like the Beast figure, looks dope, but the Dennis Nedry,
Yes.
like, come on, bro, like, ugh, you fucking kidding me?
I got it in the news coming up.
All right, so yeah, looks neato.
Yeah.
Up
Yeah,
next,
I'm surprised there's no Jeeper Creeper. Like, come on, so easy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This would be a fun name to say. X Transbots, Fioravanti, DT, aka the fucking Omnibots. Okay.
Dude, I am so excited for these. Like, I am not usually excited for X Transbots, but I want Omnibots so bad. I don't care about the yellow one, but I do want the red. Yeah.
I feel like he needs to eat something.
I think he looks okay. Given the Omnibots, I think he's fine.
Good.
I'm excited.
Like, what's with the wings? Does he fly?
So
He
all
does.
three,
Yeah, it looks like the NASCAR.
Yeah, all three of the Omnibots, and I didn't know this until I looked up who the heck that yellow one was. All three of them came from Diaclone, of course, and all three of them were called double changers because they had an alt mode, and then they had like a battle alt mode, which was like a car with weapons. And if you remember, all three Omnibots had some kind of fold-out weapon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Overdrive had the wings and the double gun came out of his boobs. And then boobs. And then camshaft had the like pop out missile on the back. There's like back window rotated up.
Mm-hmm. That was
not
what
so
made them
fast, Decepticon. Eat tit laser. No, not as tit laser. We're doomed. No. That yellow one is obnoxious. Jesus Christ, that's bright fucking yellow. It's a good thing it'll be like brown by the time it ships out.
I do not care for the yellow one. I mean, I'm sure he has some kind of basis, but it does nothing for me.
There was a Diaclone yellow one. I just threw it in because they had pictures of both, so I threw them together.
I think he looks weird with his white face and his yellow eyes, like he looks sick.
Racist. I like how this looks like a Pontiac Ferrero.
Don't besmirch the Ferrari.
Oh my god, this just reminds me of a Camaro IROC. And we used to joke back home in Jersey, what does IROC stand for? I don't. IROC. This stands for Italian R-word out cruising. Yeah, I'm hearing Justin's mouse pre-order these, and Rich is actually sitting there going, bleh, no.
Well, I like the red one. I like Overdrive.
Tiny Ultra Magnus from Ric Flair's favorite third-party company, Dr. Woo.
Yeah, this looks alright.
Shit.
So these have been if this is the toy line I think of, they've all been pretty good so far, and they're like all cheap, aren't they? Like almost ridiculously cheap.
And they come in sets, and for a fucking Ultra Magnus micro changer, this is pretty fucking good. Even the White Optimus Prime. So holy crap, dude! He fucking nailed it.
Yeah,
he really did. Like, I think he fucking nailed this little Magnus. If you're in on collecting these, I think you're going to benefit from this. It even has ankle tilts from what I'm seeing here. No. Yeah. Well, the White Prime does. This is really fucking impressive. To get all that down to like a, 3-inch scale, 4-inch scale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's tiny.
That's fucking crazy good. Man, it must suck when you lose a missile, though.
You know it.
Someone will, and they'll try to sell it for retail. That's the best thing. Quick side story. In the Facebook groups, like I think a month ago, the Mezco 112 Batman Michael Keaton figure dropped, right? And people were offloading their Batman to I guess pay off the Michael Keaton one. And so I was looking at the preview exclusive, which is like the blue and gray suit Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And one dude's selling it for like $120. I look at it. He's like, missing one right fist, one open left hand. Other than that, complete. And I'm like, well, I'll give you $75 for it, bro. Why? Because you're missing like two hands, dude. Like, it's not complete. And you're selling it like it is. And that's its retail price when it came out. Well, it's worth more than that now. I'm not willing to pay that amount. I'm willing to pay $70.
It would have been if you weren't missing parts.
Yeah. And that's why I look at this and I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, imagine owning it. Because this looks really good. This Ultra Magnus looks fucking great. I think Dr. Wu fucking straight up killed it with this Ultra Magnus. But it's like, you lose that gun, you lose a leg piece from the trailer, and you're fucked.
Yep.
That's the downside of owning any part former, is if you lose a part, you are screwed.
Yeah, I remember there was one time, the Fans Project, their trailers that they did, like that Ultra Magnus trailer and the Rodimus, like I remember I lost that little center thing that like held it all together for a while. I'm like, oh god, it's never going to be a trailer ever again.
Now you got a gallon Ziploc bag full of like fucking parts.
Exactly.
And you're like, hey man, 120 shipped.
Uh-huh.
This is centerpiece that keeps it together. Other than that, it's complete.
Mm-hmm.
So Hasbro channeling fans' toys with a Legacy Brawn reveal, among others, in their May live stream. So I've seen this Brawn. I pre-ordered this Brawn.
It looks good. It does look kind of fans' toys.
It does. It looks like it took a page out of Hunk. And they're like, we're just going to do this right here. Fuck things up. Yeah, so they're doing that Brown Hound. That sounds fucked up. They're doing that. What's his name?
Detritus.
Detritus Hound in the Legacy line, which looks pretty cool. Hooray. Shadow Striker, we saw stuff of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Bombshell, right? We have Shrapnel, Kickback, Bombshell. He's coming out good, so your Secticon lineup's got to be complete. And then is that supposed to be Bonsaitron or no, Bludgeon? That's who that is. Yeah, Bonsaitron's a darker colored version. And look, they're doing a. This has got to be the Studio Series Optimus Prime from Rise of the Beast. That looks a ton better than the version we got for the main line.
Yeah.
There's that evil as shit Rhinox figure.
Seen some shit.
We fight meat. I win, I eat. You win, you eat. Winner take all. With his fucking I hate Ultra Magnus hammer. That Brawn looks really fucking good.
It does.
It looks damn good. And the last Brawn I picked up from Hasbro was doing a Studio Series movies based on a Bumblebee movie. I'm surprised it's not there for comparison, but oh look, they're doing look. You can unfold the legs and make it look like the G1 toy. That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm sure we'll get a Outback.
Oh no! And just like every other time they release Outback, no one will give a shit unless they're from Australia. It's fucked up to say, but tell me I'm wrong. And we got a core class Bumblebee with the head on, the mask with the battle mask. And look, more War for Cybertron Cliffjumper, who looks hollow as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they just didn't re-release some of the original Generations line. That Megatron, that looks okay. I pre-ordered the Prime. Apparently I have a Prime shelf now.
I think the Prime looks kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's better compared to its fucking, remember it's Deluxe?
Oh, that was terrible.
That was a fucking joke. I think the coolest thing anyone ever did was repaint it to be like a Earth Mode Grimlock. I ended up buying another one to try to do the same thing, but I didn't know jack squat. And there's the 2-packs, Amazon exclusives, the Megatron. Yeah, it's just a basic repaint of the Siege Megatron. That's fine. I didn't pre-order that. I pre-ordered the Senator Shockwave and Orion packs. That's the Helm mold, which is pretty cool. I like that idea. And let's see. Yeah. So they have... I guess we're doing another. What's her name again from RID?
I remember her.
She was so impactful. She was actually a character in the fucking Last Bot Standing comic, which was trash. But
Strong Arm.
Strong Arm. There we go. Yeah.
I knew it started with an S. I was like,
yeah.
Safe Arm?
I was going to go with Shit Arm, but... The Shadow Strike, which I got excited for, then I saw the toy and I was like, ouch. We have a Bludgeon based on the IDW. I guess they're going that route. And oh look, they finally admit their Evo Fusion is trash.
Trash master.
Can we talk about the Evo Fusion real quick? Because I'm gonna have to skate out of here because I got to get up at like 4 a.m. So the recent run of Legacy figures is Legacy Evolution, and their Evolution gimmick is basically, I feel like they were reaching because they want to call this like a different category, but like, oh, that's who I got. I got Shrapnel for Legacy. Shrapnel and Crosscut. Those are extra guys I got. That's what I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
So Shrapnel's Evo Fusion is you can mount his guns together, his 2 purple guns that double as insect feet. And you can make his little blaster into a giant rifle, which I guess is cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Crosscut Evo Fusion is the same thing you could do with Skids, with all his shit, because it's just a repaint of Skids like it always has been. And they're like, Evo Fusion. And it's like, they show, like, you stack these together. It's like, well, we did that with Skids and Burnout. And it was shit then, too. Like... So yeah, it's fucking trash. Oh, they're doing a Dreadwing. Good. Good. That one I'm excited for. So I love their Skyquake. So I hope it's not a Target exclusive. Now I'm screwed. So we'll pay scalper price for that bitch.
I got better pictures of that coming up too.
Yep. Oh, really? Okay, cool. Overpriced and ready for repaints, the 3.0 MDLX Starscream story. I feel like this is like an episode of like Investigation Discovery. 3.0's next MDLX Generation 1 figure is live tonight with the release of Starscream. The smallest of the various 3.0 scales comes in at 7.5 inches tall and has 50 points of articulation. Its parts interact with the MDLX Optimus Prime to recreate some cartoon goodness. Retail price is fucking stupid at $120 fucking dollars, and will ship the first quarter of 2024. Read on for more pics and details. Hit our sponsors below to cop your set. So this is okay.
It's fine. That's good.
It looks
Almost
good. It's pricey.
8 inches tall. It's 7.5 inches tall. It's 1.5 inches smaller than MP10. What are they doing here? Is like, can you swap heads with him and Optimus Prime to recreate that part from G1 that you could do with MP44?
That's what I'm assuming.
Is it here? Maybe they'll show it.
They do.
They do. Oh, Optimus. Yeah, you can do that. You can add the wings on Optimus Prime and take off Optimus Prime's head and then put Starscream's head there. So, they make a Thundercracker, I'm in.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
And I didn't know they made a Megatron. I did not know at all that they made a Megatron. But it looks good. A lot of detail put into it. I feel like this is like the Flames Toys like model kits, but, they probably have more weight to them.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's nice. I'm not a Starscream fan. I'm sure Matt's ordered like 3.
Yeah,
one for display, one to keep in box, and one for backup.
And one to make it look kind of like a jet flying through the air.
Yeah. Oh, Chipotle fucked me up. Oh. Damn it, Gator. Get out of the bathroom, boy. I love you. I don't want to. Oh, no, Gator's dead. Man, my dog. I killed him with my Chipotle shits. So would you just look at that face? A Studio Series Rider of the Beast Prime's chest. Hold up. Wait a minute. Where's that face? What face are you talking about?
It's got like a little open mouth, like yay.
Oh man,
First picture.
I can't unsee it.
Yeah, pick 5 especially, I think.
What Prime figure was it that their chest looked like a fucking giant rat trap mouth was open yelling? Was it Rumble?
I remember.
Like that's once I saw that, I was like, oh, I can't unsee this now. This is horrible. And now it's this, and I have them on my shelf. Oh no.
It almost looks like you could paint the little parts inside his teeth, even on the bottom there.
1 second, my stomach teeth has a Dorito stuck out.
Oh, it's a Wheeljack face.
Don't worry, Prime. We're together forever. Let me take some photos of you in chocolate. What? Nothing. So this is a Studio Series, not the Rise of the Beast mainline figure that's out already. So, This isn't bad. It really isn't. Him next to Scourge looks really fucking cool. And that's that 3.0 figure next to him. This has already better paint apps, of course, because it's Studio Series. There he is next to the Video Game Prime, who looks like, yeah, I'm the pirating champ in 2022. I fucking ate 75 pies and I passed out and went in a 2-month coma, but I won, bro. I won. Pass me a Mountain Dew. No one needs to know my blood sugar's already at 180. That Scourge is a solid fucking looking figure, though. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that looks good. I mean, if you need it, I'll probably pick him up. I don't care. I'll probably, if I see him in the wild, I'm pre-ordering that shit. Guys, I have to go, though.
All right, well, then that sounds like a place where we should call it.
Yeah. So, as always, shout outs to our good friend Eddie Dustmites for providing the beats of the theme song. Check out our friends at Realm of Collectors at facebook.com/groups/Realm of Collectors. Or when you follow us from our SCU days, we're grateful. And we're glad you're still with us on this journey. 44 episodes in. Check out T2RX6's YouTube. He doesn't update, neither do I. And check out my YouTube. I don't update, neither does T2RX6. Check out Matthew's YouTube. Pretty sure you see him sharing it throughout Facebook at youtube.com/C/Deluxe Baldwin. And check out pre-order at your local bus stop. His photos on the banner, on the bench, next to pre-order real estate. Come buy your new home with me. I'll make dreams come true. And for Robert, who's sitting there teaching his little girl to become the world's smartest woman like Valeria Richards in Marvel Comics, on behalf of me and everyone else on this podcast, we want to thank you for listening. Until then, stay reformatted and have a nice day somewhere else.
Indeed. Good night.
Good night, everyone.